They're like, I don't know, like white Italian beans.
Okay. Nice fava bean.
With a nice Chianti.
Chianti.
Yes, I had beans for breakfast.
What kind of beans?
Pinto beans this morning.
Pinto beans for breakfast.
With fried eggs upon them.
Oh, interesting.
That sounds good.
Beans are cheap.
Did you happen to have some toast?
Beans on toast.
With
beans
some,
on toast.
you can't believe it's not butter. Spread on top.
Matt doesn't do margarine. He's the real deal.
We used to in the height of
the 90s.
When people thought that margarine was better than butter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
when Fabio was on TV advertising the tub.
Yes. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
We did click the button.
We did click the button. You clicked the button, in fact.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pocket Dimension. Today we're going to be talking about professional actual play. Why? We'll find out today.
Why?
And beans.
Why?
Slap of the beans.
I'm still quiet, apparently.
Hello. You're always quiet. Did you fix that cable?
Oh, that's why. That's why I didn't fix the cable.
There you go.
Well, just choke up on that mic, Maddie, and I'll since I'm the loudest, I'll just scooch back here. How's that?
Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry.
We are now the channel where only Matt is ASMR and the rest of us are normal.
Happy flannel weather, everybody.
Flannel weather.
Felt so good to put this soft one on this morning. So cozy.
It's okay.
You can't see it, but I'm in my cozy slippers too. It feels great. Feels good. I love it so hard.
I did wear the Birkenstocks with the socks to get my coffee this morning, so I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, girl. Did you get a fall latte
socks
from
and Birkens?
Yeah,
socks and Birkens.
Yeah, I love rocking the socks with the stocks.
Hot.
That's like my full dad energy.
Now, is it the kind of like the full, is it the sandal style or is it like the clog style?
No, it's the sandal style.
Yeah.
So people can see maximum sock.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now what kind of sock are we talking about? I need
Nice white with gold toe.
more information.
Any sock.
Just
Any
some dirty ass stink.
Any clean ass sock.
Stained.
Ew.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this about our dear
socks.
Fitz, but Fitz gives nary a hoot nor a toot. Not a single one.
About sock cleanliness?
Anything.
No, I'm very clean with my socks, and they must match, but I am happy to show any of them off in my samples.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I respect also all of this. So Drew is here to say they were in fact fashionable socks. Happy day before your birthday, Drew!
Yeah.
I'm sad that I missed Drew. I was on Fitz's couch to begin the week, and Drew was on Fitz's couch to end the week, and I'm sad that we missed each other in the middle.
My living room is Grand Central this week. And
you are. Thank you to your roommates for allowing us to crash at your beautiful apartment. Who is here? Fire Drake McPhee is here. The Adventures of Bud and Herb are here.
They are.
Oh my God.
They are?
J. Kev is here. Kai is here. Eddie's here. Open World Addict is here. NB is here. DT is here. I'm just going to call everybody by their initials for the rest of the day. Who have I not gotten to in the chat yet? I saw our good friend Alan. Professor Bulk is here.
Congrats to Eddie.
And socks.
Congrats to Eddie, who found out that he's going to be a grandpa this week.
That is massive and wonderful and huge.
Wow.
Congratulations to you.
Wow.
Dave is here.
Wow.
Mithar Twitch is here.
Wonderful.
And apparently is alone as they look around.
You're not alone.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're never alone. You have us.
Yeah, don't.
Congratulations, Eddie.
Yeah, you're okay.
Congratulations,
You're
Eddie.
safe. You're safe.
That's exciting.
Today's going to be a treat for Evan and me because we'll probably be focused on AK and Fitz because y'all have a lot to tell.
We have
and I can't wait
opinions.
to hear.
Well,
you have opinions. You have experiences to share.
We do.
We
But
do.
we're opening up a conversation.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
guys are
Yeah.
somewhat experts in this field as well, having done home games and actual play and been
Yes.
consumers of other
Dabblers.
APs, dabbled in other APs.
Dabblers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys
Yeah.
have
You
opinions,
opinions.
as well. And
You
we're
opin-
also curious to
we have
hear
opinions,
what
yeah.
other folks have to say because AK and I have strong opinions
We have strong opinions.
and we're not sure if we're in the majority.
Oh.
We're opinionated.
We're gonna find out
Opinionated
today.
opinioners.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. So, how did we get here? Welcome to the Pocket Dimension Live. Did we introduce ourselves? We're four friends having a good time, and we like to talk about and play TTRPGs. I'm AK.
I'm Evan.
And I'm mad.
Yay!
I'm angry.
Mad.
And I'm angry. And
Mads
we're
Nicholson.
gonna start an OnlyFans. That's why we're doing this. We're gathering intel
is that
for our
what it is?
OnlyFans.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we
happening
have this here
again.
channel that you are
Indeed.
watching us, and we sometimes like to play these games, and sometimes we don't. And we've been consuming a lot of Critical Role and some Dimension 20 lately because
Uh-oh.
Well,
What
AK,
happened?
you are no longer audible.
I'm so
it
Yeah.
says that Matt muted me.
I
Oh.
didn't mean to mute you. I'm so sorry. I really didn't.
She's talking about Critical Role in Dimension 20 again. Mute.
Bang.
I'm sick of it. I'm so sorry.
No more.
I'll stop talking
did
now. there are different ways
so
to get my
sorry.
attention.
Okay, please go. Please go. I get it. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
That's
Yes.
I love how official F Mux is. Your mic was muted by producer Matt Bivens. How he shall henceforth be known for the rest of this broadcast.
Producer, Matt Bennett.
Yes.
Bless
Okay.
everybody's hearts. Anyway, so yeah,
Apologies,
if you haven't
yes.
heard, if you're not aware, new Critical Role season started last week. No, we're not going to give any spoilers away.
No spoilers.
We might talk about our opinions, but not relative to the story and things that are happening that might ruin your fun.
Show of
And
hands
then
who've watched it.
Fitz watched it twice because I made her watch it again with me.
Oh wow.
So you're into it.
Yeah.
Just
Please say that you're
thumbs
into
up,
it.
thumbs down. I mean, that's not a spoiler, but
Okay.
2 thumbs up.
Wow.
Wow.
So far,
I'm
yeah.
I'm wrapped. Our friend Tabletop Phoenix, is he here in chat? Did we greet him? I haven't seen him yet. Well, we have a live chat about it in our Discord, and he said you got to give things 3 episodes before you really form an opinion, and I thought that was wise.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, we will talk about those opinions and how we feel and what led to Fitz and I doing this when inquired about our feelings.
Yeah.
And then the big news is that I traveled to New York City over the weekend, and on Tuesday night, Fitz and I attended the wedding of Ford Stone and Jester Lavore at Radio City Music Hall.
Yes.
And it just made us start questioning, even though we did pay the money and go, like what causes people to spend this much money and time watching other people play games?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people do that?
6,000 people. At a
6,000
pop.
people
6,000
crowded
at
into
a
Radio
pop.
City.
Yeah.
Man, one of my favorite parts of the whole night, I have to say, was leaving it and going to the subway.
My favorite was when we left.
I felt that way before. I gotta be honest. I can relate to that.
Couldn't
Okay.
wait to get out.
We had to wait a while for a subway because they did not feel like sending an N train around. It was Q's and R's as far as the eye could see, and so the station got quite crowded with a lot of cosplayers. And Fitz and I in our pirate wedding regalia.
Yes.
And the looks of the MTA employees and other passerbys was really fun.
Honestly, I'm more judging the people who were confused because number one, it's New York. I've worn
York.
weirder things on
Right.
a daily basis. And number two,
Yeah.
it's Comic-Con week, so you know shit's going to be popping off here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Just this morning, I walked out my front door, and one of my neighbors was clearly going to Comic-Con with like a full Chewbacca thing going on, just ready.
Whoa.
I love that.
Could be just his regular everyday, though.
Could be. It was a woman, actually.
Oh.
A woman Chewbacca.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go.
Love that. Go her.
Go.
But
Chewbacca.
regardless, it did bring up when we were sitting there waiting for our train. It
At
prompted
midnight 30.
At midnight 30, it prompted the why the hell do we do this?
Why do we do this?
Why do we do this?
Yeah.
Why do we pay
But
for
you had
a
great
monthly?
time.
We had a great time.
We had a great time.
And we will reiterate, no spoiler. We will not. This is a spoiler-free sanctuary for both the live show and for the new campaign. But we wondered, why are we paying for Beacon subscriptions to be watching this shit for ad-free? Why are we paying $100+ to go to a live show and sit in there for 5 hours? Why are we doing these things?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why?
Tell us why, you guys.
Yeah. So this is meant to be interactive. Like, we would love in both the live chat and then if you're watching this back later. By the way, I saw some comments after last week's live stream that people couldn't live chat after the fact. Right. Live chat's only live. Comments are forever.
Oh, yes.
If you have opinions, and this is no longer live, just drop it in the comments and we'll hit you back because we love.
Leave us some ethical, blood-free comments that are forever.
I want blood. Speak for yourself.
You want unethical blood comments?
I won't. I thought you were saying no to the blood, not the okay, got it.
Okay.
Anyways. Okay, yep. So here we're kicking things off. Why do people do this? Because it's fun. Sure. Yes. Agreed.
Yes. Right. So that's the bottom line, right? Like,
right. Sure.
But on top of that, specifically, why is it fun?
Why is it fun?
Yeah, because it's not the same as consuming any regular TV show or movie, right?
Right.
Very different.
Yeah. It's unedited.
Yep.
It is long.
It's long. It's very long.
And maybe
I'm going to go ahead and say I'll just give this up for I was thinking about it today, and I really do feel this doesn't really apply to Fitz though, so I'm not exactly sure, but I really do believe there is a connection with sports games, just all games being watched. Right, like at first I was saying, it's like the people that watch, video games being played, streaming video. Yeah. It's the same, yes,
right,
but it's also the same as watching football.
Yep, and
the biggest differences are the length, and the nerdery. So that's what I'm dying to.
Not necessarily. There's deep nerdery and length in live. Especially if you're going to a highly, highly televised pro or even college game. Those things can go on for several hours with all of the ad breaks. And there's already people in the live chat saying, and I completely agree, community and connection. And I felt that. We were sitting in Radio City Music Hall with thousands of our nearest and dearest friends. And I felt this sense of peace about me as I looked around and I was like, these are all my people. Like, these are all, I could strike up a conversation with anyone. And we did. There was a lovely Canadian sitting next to us. And once again, we asked if he would be interested in adopting a couple of Americans.
He did.
Once again,
he seemed willing.
Yeah. But we're here. We are still in America. So we're waiting, Canadians, for you to say yes and take us with you. There's a follow through that we're missing.
Copenhagen is actively petitioning for U.S. residents to move there. They want us to go there. So
done.
I can report that Copenhagen is pretty effing sweet.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I still got to hear about your trip. You had fika, and I love it.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Drew brought up a very good thing. I think she's right. And it's very much like collaborative campfire storytelling of old. I wonder if it does scratch that same, a lot of human history is based off of oral tradition. And I wonder if it is
Nate's saying something
tapping
similar.
into that.
Shared experiences.
Yeah.
It's the, it goes deep. It goes to freaking James.
But, so let me ask why you're asking this. Point out because why we're asking, because it's challenging. to watch for some.
Right? Yeah. Y'all tried to get me to watch.
Why is it challenging?
Y'all tried to get me to watch Critical Role for months before I actually started watching Critical Role. I tried several times and could not get into it. Funny enough, in our own Discord this week, our good pal Jax, shout out if and when you watch this, it's like, how do you people keep up with this? Talking about episode 1 and its length of season 4. And the short answer that everybody piled on to say was, we don't keep up with it. We watch it in short, hour-long chunks when we can, and we don't care if we're up to date on it. I personally have given up on spoilers and things like that long ago, because I know there's no way.
So you'll skip around. If you miss an episode, you just say F it.
No. I don't skip around. I don't stay current with it. So I might be 10, 20, 40 episodes behind is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'll still watch it.
Or 2 or 3 campaigns behind at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing is I think that there is a limitation on what we can reasonably expect people to not spoil. I think the next morning is too early. I think 6 months from now, too bad, so sad, and there's some range in between. But it's funny because the hardcoreness, and I guess maybe that's why I'm personally asking the question is the fact that people are spending so much money to fly and buy tickets and get lodging, and then they're going into these massive, amazing, gorgeous cosplays and all of the thought and time that goes into it. And clearly they love it. So I'm not crapping on it. I'm just it is such an interesting study in human nature that we go to these links to celebrate this thing. And I love it. And like I said, I loved being in this crowd surrounded by this energy. The guy next to us was watching the Blue Jays Yankees game on his phone while he's watching Critical Role, because he's part of 2 major fandoms that are hitting a pinnacle at the same time. And I loved it. I have gone to a concert of the 2 of you on this screen right now while watching the Alabama score on my phone. So it is.
And the Alabama game was more interesting. Let's be.
No, I didn't say that. Because being physically present does hit different.
Yeah.
I'm glad you opened that door, though, because I'm going to walk right through it.
Do it.
I feel like we have disagreed on this particular point before, some of us, that there is an extra element to Critical Role specifically, although, Dimension 20 is also selling out Madison Square Garden. Other things. So it's also true for them. Although I haven't seen a lot of it, so I can't speak to that. But there's an element, my experience of fandom, especially when it comes to bands, to music, is there's appreciation and identification with the music. You love the music, and then separately, you can fall in love with the artist and the personality and or the chemistry if it's a band. And that is kind of almost a separate fandom, right? You're like, I'm into the music, but I'm also into them as a personality, or her or them or whatever. And so you will continue to follow a band even when you're like, oh, this album sucked, but I'm still going, right?
Right.
Because I still love them.
Yeah.
And their community.
And the community, exactly. And Critical Role has all of those elements. Right? They've got the chemistry of a rock band, right? And they've got the community of a band like that. And not all rock bands, even successful ones, have that sense of community, right?
Right.
Just I'm trying to think of one, pull one out of my ass that would be super huge, but maybe Rihanna. Does Rihanna have a community like that? I don't know.
Taylor
Swift definitely has a community.
But maybe that's a good comparison. Is does Rihanna have the same sort of rabid, obsessed with her? I mean, she might. I mean, if her community is big enough, maybe she does. But is it the same as Taylor, where even her personal life seems to be part of the package?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Anyways, well, it sounds like we're more on the same page this time than we have been in the past. The past, I've been, completely noped.
Well, I don't remember what your position on it was, but I know personally for me, having now gone to a handful of live shows and just chatted with people who show up, it is interesting to see the level of people who are even willing to go to the live show. There were people who aren't current or maybe like casual consumers of it, maybe they don't even play D&D. I know Matt and I had this conversation at the live show in Indy that there were plenty of people there, and I know I talked to a couple who like don't play D&D and are just sort of, they like kind of like Critical Role, but they're not the ones making the completely accurate Fern costumes, right? So you've got that full spectrum. And what makes people, I understand the people who are willing to spend thousands of dollars and thousands of hours on building a accurate Fern costume, them going to a live show and sitting and watching 5 hours of it. What kind of confuses me is the people who are on the other side of the spectrum, kind of like I'll go to a concert for a band that I don't listen to on the regular, kind of speaking, if we're going to continue the musician comparison, I'll go to concerts for people that I've never even listened to a song of theirs just out of curiosity.
Same.
But what is doing that for Critical Role or Dimension 20? Like, who are the folks going to that kind of show who don't have the obsession?
Yeah. Husbands.
Husbands.
Yeah.
Boyfriends.
Wives. Partners.
I mean, honestly, I used to ask that same question as someone, as we discussed, you know, where people came to see, and I would sometimes wonder. I'm like, who are? I know who they are. I know. Them. I know who the nerds.
Those. I feel like Terry Judge in this moment. Watch it, boys.
But there were so many more that I never met. I didn't know. But they were there.
Yeah.
And that's the part. Like, are we talking about something that people casually enjoy and then they're just going to go because it's the thing to do?
Yeah.
Or is it like, would you say that the level of nerdery is higher in a Critical Role thing than a rock concert?
Having been
Yeah.
probably as close to the inside without actually being in the band for one small stint as I could get with the band versus being a part of the Critical Role, probably more so Daggerheart than specifically Critical Role fandom. Part of me has to wonder if, because I feel like when we're talking about concerts and sports, there's only so deep into the fandom you can get. You can buy your favorite, player's jersey. You can paint your face. When it's Halloween, you can dress up as your favorite member of the band, or you can bake them cookies. But there's only so much lore that we can offer. And I remember, as the social media manager for the band, looking around in the venue being like, who are all you people? I've never heard of you before. Right? Like being confused as to like where these droves of people were coming from that weren't checking in online in the way that me and my friends were. Whereas
I'm
with
one of those people.
Right. Whereas
Isn't
with
that weird? Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you and I have had this talk about the fact that you were in a band, but you don't consider yourself a fan of any musician at the same and music in general.
You don't like
At the
music.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Whereas with Critical Role and other shows like it, there is a lore to it that you can there wasn't a world. There's not like as I mean, I have been to both the Super Bowl and multiple national championship games as a sports fan, so I feel like I can fairly confidently speak to those fandoms. There is no lore. There are groups and fans, and you can go and you can cheer them on and be happy when they win and be sad when they lose. And you can know, I guess, some personal details and things, and you can know the community and build that. Like in Charlotte, the group that supports the Panthers is the Roaring Riot. And so that becomes its own little community that travels together and stuff like that. But there's no lore, right? Whereas Critical Role, I could spend the rest of my life on like a 5-episode arc of NPCs and player characters and villains and, store people, like all of those different things. So, I mean, I guess that's my short answer of why and what's the difference.
You fall in love with the world in the same way that people fall in love with Star Wars as a world, or whatever fandom you want to live in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if it is a closer one-to-one would be like Ghost. We all love Ghost. And you could just, I mean, you could just like the music and show up and go be entertained for 2 hours, and that's enough. Or you can watch their videos on YouTube, their little chapters, and dive into the lore about the Papas. Like, they do have some of that if you go and seek it out. Or you could just go to a concert when they're in town, and like that's perfectly fine for you.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying, AK. I was sitting there during the Gen Con play, and they were not playing for me. They were not playing for someone who is cursory. Like, I knew who the characters...
A casual consumer.
Casual.
Yeah.
I knew who some of the characters were, but they were not playing for me. They were not holding back. They were not explaining things. I was expected to know deep lore that I didn't know. So
thus the challenge.
It's different in that way, which is... If you go see sports, then that was obviously some human being did something really exciting.
Right.
I can see it. I don't know, even if you don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
You can be a voyeur for one day at a football game. Right. Whereas like with a Critical Role live show, you do have to have some pre-done buy-in to it, I think, to get the full enjoyment. And maybe we're going to segue right into that conversation. Like, I do want to talk about that a little bit because I think we can all agree that there is a big difference between playing a game for just your home game for your friends and then AP and like the whole performative aspect of that. And I kind of wonder if, speaking to the like storytelling part that maybe scratches that itch that we were speaking of before, that something about being in on the story already and it being a, like if we're thinking of it as it being a play or like some sort of theater, that it really, even if they brand it as a one shot, it's not a one shot. You've been listening to the story continue to... Critical Role or the modern day Scheherazade is what I'm trying to get at, if I'm boiling it all down.
Yeah. You know? I mean, for both the live shows we've attended this year, I will not give away any spoilers, but there is, to Matt's point and to the point Fitz is making now, the expectation that you will understand. So I mentioned this in our Discord. Matt was not fucking around at the Radio City show. He came to play. But you need to know the Mighty Nine in order to enjoy the storyline that we saw.
Yep.
If you watched it with just a cursory, casual knowledge of it, you would be going, huh?
Yeah.
What happens relies on the expectation that you have, not deep. It's not like you have to like live in the world to know it, but there's appearances.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We talk about the good side of community as, we look around and we're all here together and vibing. But there's also, and this was very true with the band Two Boys, there's a clickiness to it of like the superiority complex of like, I know more than you know. I liked them before that last album, and that's big in every band. And same thing with this. Yeah. There is this like notion of like, I know more than you know. But when the players feed into that, which I'm going to be really honest here, is why I feel I can't get into Dimension 20, because I've tried now watching a couple of different seasons and I love these are some of the most talented people. So please do not hear this as any like feedback or criticism on the artists themselves. But when I am trying to consume their product, I feel like an outsider. It doesn't feel inclusive to me because maybe if I went all the way back to the beginning and started over, I would be in on the inside jokes too. I'm not saying that they're unattainable for the bystander, but I can't get in at season 20 because they're all referencing things from seasons long ago.
Oh, I see.
That don't make it feel accessible to me and that I don't enjoy, because now they're all laughing and yucking it up and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about and why that's funny. And that's not enjoyable for and that's something, I
don't know, but you can't really do that with Critical Role either.
So I think that's the reason I personally didn't enjoy when I tried to get into season 1, because there's a lot of table talk. There's a lot of like hamming it up and yucking around when two people are trying to have a conversation, and stuff like that. And they're like, so full disclosure, of season 1 of so I Evan and Fitz both tried to get me to watch Critical Role when we were all starting to like this game that we all love. I tried Mighty Nine multiple times, couldn't get into it. It wasn't until Exandria Unlimited, the 8-series original arc that Abria did, because that felt
the Abria one. Okay.
The Abria one, the very first, that's when I got into it. I got to see Matt Mercer as a player, and he was so good as a player, it intrigued me to want to see him as a DM again. And because they brought in outside people, because Amy and Abria and Robbie were all new, it wasn't a bunch of inside jokes. I felt like I was in the same position as the people I was watching perform. Then I went back and I began to watch Mighty Nine again and gained a new respect for it, fell in love with it, and now I get the jokes. But even when like Legends of Vox Machina, I had tried Vox Machina, couldn't get into it. When Legends of Vox Machina released, I was like, okay, now I want to go back into it. I have only watched the Briarwood arc and the final 10 episodes of Vox Machina. I've tried with the rest and I can't, because they're goofing off. And part of me is like, go have fun. You're with your buddies.
Right.
But this is the crux of today's talk is if you're doing it for an audience, you have to remember that you're doing it for an audience. And that sounds insane to have to. They don't.
But they really
I agree.
don't.
No.
That's.
That was part of the appeal, though, at least initially, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, that's either what it feels like for me to be sitting around the table with my friends, or what I wish it felt like for me.
Yeah.
Right.
I would argue that Dimension 20 is far more aware, has always been, because I liked the
more
first
performative
season. I still didn't finish the first season, but I feel like they and Dungeons and Daddies, the editing is a big part of it for me. Being able to, and that's why I do like. JR mentioned the critical recaps and the abridged versions on Beacon, but they're only for the 3rd season right now, and and they're far behind, of course, which is fine. But like that is what's particularly difficult for me is that I can, if my mind starts to wander, which it does on everything like that, I can kind of bring it in to, oh, that was a nice sound effect, or that was a nice, bit of music too. Yeah. But Critical Role is raw. I mean, it is just raw, and they don't do anything. So they're just raw dogging it, and it is the dog. It makes it another question for me. Like, even football is a very performative thing, like pro football. Oh, yeah. Like it's the Grammys, extremely produced. And so, it's like every time you say, oh, well, it's just like this. Critical Role is just like, tennis. There's something else about it. You're like, but it's not.
There's a lot of filler content.
6,000 people. Yeah. Why are there 6,000 people at a pop at these shows? Yeah.
Well,
it's the Riz, man. They got it's the chemistry.
They do.
I think
they have the chemistry, and they have. I mean, the thing to their benefit is that they all are voice actors, so they are performative. They're all theater kids, so they know how to. And it's funny because you can sort of see it. Speaking of like Vox Machina, to say now. Like, you can tell that they're more aware that they're on camera now, and they make different characters and different decisions versus the beginning of Vox Machina. They're like eating chicken wings at the table. It is their home game with a camera on. Yeah. Right. I'm curious. I know that there are some people in our community.
I miss those days.
You miss the chicken wings?
It was, I mean, honestly, that was
part of the appeal.
Yeah, well, I don't want to derail you, so keep going.
Well, I was going to say that I know we have some people in our community, and I'm sure there's some other lurkers who went to the D20 show or have been to a different live D20 show. I want to know if their live shows are truly one-offs or if they're baked into another season. I wish I had gone to the MSG show, but I had the Cove, so I couldn't go. But I want to know if their live show is truly like its own thing that you could go and be completely unaware of any other season, or if it was a continuation. Because that's been one of the things with the Critical Role live shows is, I can't remember which one because I've been to a couple now, but it might have been the Chicago one where there were some people sitting next to me where someone was there who clearly hadn't been caught up and their friend had to tell them who all the characters were, because they were, not only did they have like every player was playing like 2 characters. So if you didn't know who those characters were, suddenly you have one person playing different people.
Whiplash.
And it's whiplash, and you don't it's confusing.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was like, man, I would hate to be that person where like they just have no idea what the fuck is going on, and it lasts for 5 hours.
Right. I mean,
that's why
I
finally
was me at the Gen Con show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I had to go back and watch some of Vox Machina while trying to watch Legends of Vox Machina, because I was tired of bugging poor Fitz and DT with my questions the whole time.
You were saving my ass though at the Gen Con show. I was like, unprompted. You just looked over. You're like, oh, he's seriously confused. You would just offer things for me. It's like, what is happening? Who is what?
Yeah. So, well, do we want to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Matt. No,
I was just going to say, as far as the clicky element to it, I feel that personally. I feel I'm not a critter out of spite or anything. Every time I do watch them, I am stunned by their both professional. What did Kevin say? Professionally charming people. Yes. Yeah. They are definitely that. But I am stunned at the level of world building, but I know the freaking game. That's the other part that I'm just like, what? And when you told me, Fitz, no, I don't think 6,000 people play Dungeons and Dragons. I really don't think that.
I was like,
then really?
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
You're saying that those people just consume the content and have no interest in playing the game whatsoever?
Yes. And I believe you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard it anecdotally enough now from people that they don't play Dungeons and Dragons, but they watch Critical Role.
Yeah. Okay, that actually that is baffling to me, because I don't, without the context of playing it yourself and knowing what it feels like around the table, like why that style of storytelling would interest you. I don't know, man. That's interesting, huh?
I'm trying to sell all of my romantasy book friends who are like, so many of my friends, they're not specifically into romantasy, but just the whole fantasy arc, and they're all really into they're all really into audiobooks right now. And I am trying to sell all of them on Worlds Beyond Number and consuming it as an audiobook, because in it, the collaborative storytelling is so elite. The world building is unlike anything that I have ever experienced before. And I think whether or not you like Dungeons and Dragons, and I think with Worlds Beyond Number specifically, like there would be a lot that people would be confused by in watching a Critical Role or even a Dimension 20 show. But in Worlds Beyond Number, and you're welcome to disagree with me, the D&D element of it is so backseat to the storytelling.
Yeah.
Right.
They might roll a perception check here or there. There's a little bit of combat, and the way that Brennan stages it is wonderful and like moves quickly
they could be
and
playing
fast.
Any system.
Yeah. And so it doesn't need to be a system, but just for the sake of it, there are roles called for, and I think it's wonderful. And it's secretly my way of hoping to get some more of my friends into playing tabletop role-playing games with me. Because if I can get them interested via Worlds Beyond Number, because they're so into like fantasy worlds, maybe I can get them to be like, all right, I'll roll up with a paladin at your next table.
Well, and not to necessarily compare what we do to Worlds Beyond Number, because it's they're on a level of their own. But like Bud and Herb, we've been trying to bridge the gap between people who like audiobooks and audio fiction, and just sprinkle in a little bit of actual play. Like, get invested in the characters and the story first, and then we're going to roll some dice and just see what happens to the story at the end. So, I mean, we're trying to do something sort of similar, but again, I'm with you, AK, that like Worlds Beyond Number in particular, the D&D part of it is the back seat. It's using the D&D mechanics as just a almost like a springboard or a fail safe or a frame for storytelling.
I want to call
can
out Jax from our own community who was listening to us. We got Jax into her first D&D session. She was our patron, our pal, long before we got her around the tabletop.
And then someone named Jazz said...
Jazz is just cooler than most.
The
Jazz
Jazz?
is cool.
Oh, whoops.
And then Jazz
Are you
said
clicking on
they don't
Jazz's
play.
comment?
They don't play D&D at
Hands are
all.
off.
Here we go. Let's see.
Yeah. And there was a correction.
know.
There were 6,000 people at Radio City. There are millions of people around the globe.
Yes.
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 Consuming.
Far more than I'm talking about. As someone who played videos, 6,000 people is a lot. I know that there are much larger venues, but to me, 500 people is a lot. 1,000 people is a lot. 6,000.
We also grew up playing AD&D and were actively scorned and kicked and mocked and beaten up because we like D&D. So, we have PTSD.
100%.
No, I mean, I'm joking, but it's also for real.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 53 people watching us talk about people watching other people play D&D right now. Like,
And we love all of you.
Yeah.
every one of you.
everyone.
I want to
Now-
hug and kiss you all.
I know
We're
that
not
you guys.
questioning your love at all, by the way.
No, we celebrate it.
PTSD&D, says Jax. Nicely done.
Nice.
Love a good
Oh.
portmento.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
That's gonna be
their
the name of our
podcast
Satanic
name.
Panic
Yeah.
1980s throwback game.
Matt, will you go
those
buy
are the
that
days.
domain real quick so we can just have
gonna do it.
PTSD&D locked down?
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, I am.
Dex
Maybe-
level healthcare.
I know what we'll do. My brother, who is a therapist and needs a job, we're going to hire him to work with dungeon masters to do group therapy sessions around D&D. How's that sound?
Wait,
There was go watch the latest Jenny D video about you can hire a DM because she's got people who literally have made that like I love that we live in a world that people can make anything their job.
Yeah.
And so there are people out there that it's like I woke up today and I'm designing a game, that I love. Pocket
Aw.
change and congratulations on the
Yes,
job.
congrats
DT.
on the job. We have a lot to celebrate this week.
do have a lot.
Jess, Fester and Jord got married. DT got a job. Drew's having a birthday. There's a lot to celebrate.
There's so much to celebrate. I totally lost the train of thought that I was on, so somebody else take us
sorry.
out of the station.
Well, I know you guys came armed with a hot take.
Yes,
Specifically,
we do have a spicy
which we still
take.
haven't unleashed.
And I'd like to. Can I lead you into that now?
Do it.
Going back to Worlds Beyond Number. It's interesting because I relate to it more, and like Fitz, like you were saying, not to compare, but stylistically, I think because that's something that we do. I'm also more interested in hearing people who are doing more produced game mechanics light. It's there, that chance, what people are either the roll of the dice or what they're choosing to do dictates the story. They're telling it together. But the game mechanics are kind of in the background, and I like that.
Yeah.
And yet, the episodes are still an hour and a half plus long.
Right.
And that is hard for me. I can't, it's hard for me to consume any of that content, to stop and start without feeling I have to now back up 15 minutes just to remember what was going on. So, leading you guys into your personal feelings about the investment of time it takes and everything involved with that, attention, your enjoyment, all of that stuff. Lay it on us. What do you got?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you, Blade Bound. Thank you for the pocket change.
Guys, it's so good to us.
Yeah, I want to open this conversation. We're about to drop some spicy opinions here.
Yeah, drop
And
trow.
We're going to drop trow.
And our pants.
And our pants. I will say that, if you're wearing pants, that for me, to be able to consume any of this, Worlds Beyond Number to hour and a half to Critical Role 5+ hour episode, I can't do it in a sitting. I will listen to Worlds Beyond Number for however long I'm walking Juan Carlos around the block, and then I have to pick it up later when we go out again. If I'm watching Critical Role, I'm watching it in chunks and making my own episodic thing out of it. The difficulty with the live shows, and here's where the spicy take comes in, is I cannot sit there for 5 hours to consume, even if it is a really great show, I cannot sit there for 5 hours for a live show. I just can't do it. The only reason that AK and I were able to stay for the full Ford and Jester wedding this week was because Radio City has very comfortable seats.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're sitting
That
on a little couch.
surprises me. I would think that Radio City would have like wooden
and
yeah.
there were no other activities that day. As I have gotten older, I have learned I am a one activity a day girly.
Yeah.
Trying to do the live show at Gen Con when it was 30 minutes outside of the city and another 15 beyond that to our Airbnb, and being exhausted from being at Gen Con and surrounded by people. Oh my God, Fire Drake and Nathan and DT and Bladebound, the super
He's got to leave before the pit dropping. Buddy, you're too late.
Come on, let's go, you guys.
I think that was for me why we were able to stay and everybody, I mean, Jester's my favorite ever. So like there was a palpable excitement to it. And yes, anding everything, because Fitz and I were talking about this as we were leaving. And here's my genuine question to Critical Role and fans of Critical Role. Has anybody told them that we would not feel slighted in the least if their live show wasn't 5 hours? Like, do they know? Because I think that they think that they're trying to give us our money's worth. We paid big bucks to get to these shows. And there's some like more is better feeling attached with it. I would be, dare I say, even more satisfied, I think, with a 3-hour show. If we had gotten there for a 7 p.m. show and had been walking over to the train at 10 p.m., chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
And that thing is like, I think that they think, good God, now Seth's on the train. Y'all are the best.
Oh, buddy.
This is where we're like, we have this hot take, we have this opinion, but we're not hating on them because they think that they're doing us a genuine
your coffee lid.
Multiple people said to check my coffee lid, so we're good. We're contained.
Just showing that she was properly lidded. I want them to know that they could give us a 3 or 4 hour. And so we asked them the question, the MSG show for Dimension 20, how long was it?
Right.
Less than 3 hours.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because
a proper live show time.
Right.
A proper live show time.
Well, and I think it's because when it comes to a live show, I think we as a people are conditioned for it to be like 2 to 2.5 hours just based on like band concerts. Like if you go to an arena show, it's going to be like, especially if there's an opener, it's going to be like, show start to when you're leaving 2 to 2.5-ish. Yeah. So I think we're conditioned to like be cool with that, but it is tough to go over 4. And I mean, the thing that I've learned, having gone to a number of live shows this year now for Critical Role, is after the first one, I went to the PAX one with Drew and my cousin Aaron, and we realized at the end that all of us were ready to go home at intermission, but didn't want to be that guy to say like, hey, I'm tired, let's go home. And so it wasn't until we were leaving that we all realized that we were ready to go home at intermission, but we stuck it out, and to our detriment of enjoyment. And so after that, I learned the lesson of like, when you're ready to go, just go. But when you do that, you're missing you're missing a lot of the show. So like it is actually lowering my enjoyment overall because I'm missing out the finale. I'm missing the conclusion of whatever story I had started. But I'm not gonna stick around if I'm tired and I'm not gonna enjoy getting that conclusion. So
and because
I ended
of
up
that,
only seeing 2 half shows because I left in the middle.
Yeah, we pre-paved the Gen Con show and had that conversation ahead of time of like, are we all cool if we're tired at intermission to go at intermission? Yeah. We had various drivers positioned to get, and also Uber exists for a reason, but we were all happy to go at intermission. And Fitz and I did the same thing. We had the conversation of our intention is probably to stay, but we will check in with each other. Saw a question in the chat. Yes, probably upwards of a 30-minute break because to get that many people out to the lobby, to the bathrooms, to the bars, to the merch stand, that's a lot of people to move through tight little spaces. Yeah. So yes, there is a break factored in. And also the performers on stage need time. Take a sip of water, rest their voice for a minute, et cetera, so on and so forth.
Are the aired episodes still roughly the same amount of time, 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at least then you can walk
what
around
about
your house.
Eating?
Yeah.
What about just eating? You know, like you're at a
You can
live
bring
show
food
for
to the venue.
5 hours.
Yeah.
But
we
that's
got
not
snacks.
really. You were allowed to bring snacks.
No,
We bought snacks.
And then
Okay, so
Allison
that
promptly
that's gonna be
dropped them all
super
over the floor.
expensive, right? So you're asking your fans to like plunk down for a $20 pack of M&Ms,
Right.
and you're getting hangry, your
I'm
blood
sorry,
sugar
Fitz.
spikes, and then bottoms out. I'm just saying, there's like with over 5 hours, you don't have time to get dinner before. Probably you ate lunch, and now you're
like we had
crashing.
like a light dinner at 5 p.m. and then had snacks in the intermission.
We had a light dinner. We had butter service and escargot, Fitz.
Okay, you're right. That wasn't a
Butter
light dinner. It was
service? What
very
is butter
butter
service?
heavy. Oh, honey.
They bring out a large marble slab. They bring out a tub of freshly made butter. They take this
Can't
big
believe it's
spatula
not butter?
and they slap it on to the marble slab, and then they
The
coat
sound.
it in spices, and then they serve it with accoutrements for you to then
Who's doing
slather
this?
on the thing that you're slathering.
Quality bistro.
Quality beast.
bistro.
Quality.
Road.
Let's
balls.
just talk about the sound. Speaking of, we're going to tie this back to the can't believe it's not butter. Can't believe the
Yep.
amount of butter and
Butter.
the slapping noise that it
The
made.
slapping
when
noise it
went
made.
clunk.
It was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh my God.
Do it. I need a impression. Let's hear it.
It's more like a
So, like a silencer.
Okay, I'm gonna
With
now
like a
bring
slap.
this back. So, on my hypothesis of do they know that we would be
Right.
okay with a 3 to 4 episode? I will say, as someone who now
They don't know.
and all of this is tying into some of like the content we have coming on this channel and with what goes on in our Discord.
Right.
We have a Patreon. We run monthly one shots. We have
Mm-hmm.
an ongoing campaign with a certain group of patrons. And when I first started doing that, I was like, people are paying me. I have to give them their money's worth. I have to run these sessions for 4 hours.
right.
And then I started talking to people and learning nobody wants to play D&D with now Daggerheart with me for 4 hours. I don't want to play like 4 hours
Right.
is too many hours to do that thing. I was talking to Kai, who is running our fantastic Age of Umbra Daggerheart one shots later this month, and was like 2.5, 3 hours sounds great
Yep.
for a one shot with a break. We do build a break into that as well. And so it's just one of those things like if I don't want to in my own home game and with people that I know and enjoy, don't want to have to sit in the same spot and focus on a thing for 3 hours, I sure as hell don't want to watch other people do it.
That's right.
And that is the word.
I mean, growing up, playing 6 hours plus
Yeah.
with my other nerdy friends. This is after Matt and I. Matt got too old to play with.
He became too cool.
Too cool.
So I had to find friends my age, and we would play literally all day, and that was like totally. But you're a kid, whatever.
Yeah.
But even going over to our good friend Seth McKay's house here in Atlanta, Georgia. Seth, you can correct me, but like we would sit down and play Blades 3-4 hours, maybe 5. Am I exaggerating? Am I misremembering? It felt like 5 hours in my mind.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
is that
that
a good thing?
speaks to.
Our first session ever was 6
Yeah.
hours, and I loved every second of it.
And every
Yes.
time we've gotten together for Castle Birthday Weekend, we play all weekend,
Right.
most of the day.
Yeah.
But that's because we're not doing that every week.
One activity a day, you
you're
guys.
with each other. You're around
Yes.
a table. It's different when you're in
Yes.
front of a monitor.
Yes.
My threshold
Yes.
for that is so
Yes.
So low.
incredibly
Much
low.
lower. Yeah. I'm not
It's just
saying
not even
that there's
fun anymore. Hardly like.
Yeah. I love a long game. I'm not saying never. I'm saying it does not need to be the norm, either in the content that I consume or the monthly and bi-weekly games that I run is all. It needs to be the exception, not the rule. The first time I ever played a D&D session was in April of 2020 because the lovely faces that you see on this screen dragged me a little bit kicking and screaming into it. I'm sorry. I didn't know. When you know better, you do better. Okay. I apologize for being that way. We played for 6 hours, and I think I was the one like, no, longer. And everybody was like, Allison, like, we have to go, like, walk the dogs, feed ourselves, like, move our bodies. And I was like, no, let's keep playing. So, like, I get the fervor and frenzy of, like, wanting to play a long game, and I'm not saying never. I'm just saying, when I am paying a lot of money to go watch other people do a thing, Evan, go ahead and say it. Don't
bore us.
bore us.
Get to the
Get to
chorus,
the chorus.
man.
That's right. That's right.
Big ups to Mike Campbell.
Yeah, you don't have to spend 2.5 hours setting up the one shot. You can spend 15 to 30 minutes
Yes.
max and then dive into the one shot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes back to the inside jokiness part of it, of clearly everybody wanted their voice and their favorite NPC heard and revisited. And that's lovely. I love all those NPCs that are referenced. I'm not poo-pooing them, but I could have done with
Just a
we
little.
talk about being 10 and 20% weirder. Let's be 30% less on the inside jokes, maybe. Yes, Matt?
10% weirder and now 30% more normal.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. Do not put those words in my mouth ever.
How does that
What
map out?
you're saying is edit 30%,
Yes.
add 10% weirder
Yeah.
to the edited content.
Okay.
Matt, I feel
back.
like you had a thought
it
brewing. Like,
Well,
cut you off.
I just kind of wanted to dive to look at the bird's eye again. I loved that point, and I do agree with it. As far as a home game goes,
Yeah.
certainly for me, watching a home game, I have Dimension 20 is, like I've just mentioned, Dimension 20s, the daddies. Those are easier for me to ingest, to consume, because they are just more efficient. But I also, I'm seeing stuff in the comments are like, yes, I went to these shows. I won't go every week to do that. And that you can't, right? Because these shows are currently not once a week. And so, people are saying, well, I felt special. They were special to me. They were, so I could,
Yeah.
as a performer, I don't know that I agree with, we're just gonna play for 5 hours. Yes, I'm with you 100%. But I guess I could see maybe people want more because they're right there and they can see.
Yeah.
We're
gonna do
yeah.
an in-person pocket con, and I'm going to make you fuckers play with me for 13 hours at a time.
Play with your blood.
But like
In
you said,
person.
it's different, and so maybe it is different for them. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt too. So maybe if the whole thing about Critical Role specifically is that it's nerdy voice actors, best friends, literally best friends, best friends. This is their home game that we just happen to be watching. And yes, it's a tiny bit performative because they're making millions of dollars playing a home game, but barely. Really, truly barely. It is just best friends playing a home game in front of people. So if they have the ability and they have booked Radio City for 5+ hours, then maybe they just like, I'm just going to fill it. We just want to fill that time.
Right.
Which is, that part I kind of understand more. It is the other stuff that I still, it's just so hard for me because it is, it's just like, it's so specific. It's such a specific thing, a role-playing game. And like you, AK, I am constantly telling people it's a therapeutic, it's a therapeutic thing. I think every human being in the world should play a role-playing game at some point, even if it's just one. There's so many things you can learn, It's just weird to me that 6,000 people at a pop and more, and then millions and trillions of people watched
how big
2 weeks ago the debut.
How big is Madison Square Garden? PS.
Oh, it's big.
Oh.
I don't know how many.
And that's sold out like that.
Yeah, instantly.
It did. It's almost 20,000.
No, not Madison. Okay.
Yeah, it says 19.
About 20,000, 19, 20,000, depending on this.
And it was capacity.
Well,
for that
and
show.
that's the thing, though. It wasn't. I don't know if they were doing the full bowl. So that is the question. I don't know if they were doing the full bowl. I know
Jax-
some shows they like cut
Jax
it.
was there.
Jax,
Comment.
let us know.
Jax? Yeah.
Tell us. Give us.
I want to make sure, though, like to yes and all of that, Matt.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm being very clear about my question is, do they know we don't need 5 hours. If they're doing 5 hours because they have the venue that long, they're having
sure.
fun.
Yeah.
They choose. It is not on me to tell. I am not here to yuck anybody's yum. So
Right.
if they're doing it because they want to be doing it, that is a different story. I am legitimately asking the question, has anybody ever told them we don't have that expectation of
Sure.
them and their time is all.
Or if you are out there and you do have that expectation,
Right.
let us
Please
know.
let
Right.
us know.
And
Yeah.
that's the question that AK and I were
Yes.
posing to each other is,
Yeah.
do people want this?
Some
Is-
absolutely.
I'm sure,
And like
but
wish it would go
when
longer, no doubt.
The
Right.
Pocket Dimension plays Madison Square Garden. We just want to know how long y'all want us to
Right.
play for. Okay, this is
Exactly.
all intel for our future take. I
Right.
mean, fun.
Our
You know,
takeaway.
you mentioned something, AK, that I hadn't even considered, which is a legit thing, which is the venue itself, especially in New York. Like
Yeah.
the unions are hardcore. So going past a certain hour,
Yeah.
They said
They
they had
must-
to be done
they
by
must be-
midnight.
yeah.
yeah,
They said that
but
on
I,
the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
that
Okay.
makes
But I'm
sense.
surprised.
But I bet they still paid extra to go that
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, because I'm actually surprised that they were able to go that late. I thought they would have to be done by 10:30. Most
Right.
things, especially, and maybe that's talking about the different venue. Maybe Radio City's different and can go longer. But I think Madison Square, it's like 10:30. You're done.
Yeah.
Or you're dead.
You're dead. Now, speaking, I wanna backtrack a little bit because someone made a really good point or started on one which I'd like to dive into, which is Dave said it's a very it's very different watching a multicam show
Yeah.
than a show that's a stream with everyone in small windows. And this is starting to speak to one of my annoyances. I had a really good conversation this week with Kivia from Pixel Table, and I'm about to go off here. I am fucking bored of having APs that are just home games where everyone's in a Zoom box, kind of like we're at right now, where it's the Dungeon Master is in one corner, then everybody's in their boxes, and then there's a map under the Dungeon Master, and it's just a home game where the camera's been turned on. If that is your game, I mean, actually, you know, if you really want to put it out there and it's your joy and your whatever. do that.
Okay.
Hey,
Commit,
everybody,
Fitz.
to our
Commit.
Shadow Dark.
Don't backtrack
Okay, fine,
already.
I'm committing. I don't want to
She's
see
hating
it.
on the content we have on our own channel.
I don't want to.
dropping in
I
about
don't
2
want to
weeks.
see it anymore. I don't want it anymore.
feel really
I want
bad
something
about
new. I want to
myself.
feel something. I need a hit of something different, okay? I want to see something new. I want to see different time limits. I want to see people playing with the format. Because at this point, and maybe this is what it is, we've just reached critical mass of like, Critical Role's done it. Dimension 20 has done it. They've sort of fulfilled.
Set the standard.
They've set certain standards, and now everyone is just sort of mirroring that standard, and I'm bored. Show me something new. That's why I was so excited about Worlds Beyond Number, because that, I feel like, is pushing things in a slightly different direction, right? I want people to start doing more and weird shit with different time lengths and playing with the format. Let's get, like, who's the A24 version of playing AP? I want that. I want crazy shit.
Which
Well,
has
okay, good.
Thank you.
I mean, yes,
Strong
I hear you.
opinion. Spicy as hell.
love it.
Much harder done than said.
For
But
sure.
I will say,
For sure.
I think that, however, Fitz, now that people are selling 20,000 tickets to watch 7 people around a table play a game, that will happen for sure. That will happen. There's just no way. I think, you know, it could be for us as well if y'all would move to my city. It just makes the most sense. So,
What, you want us to be the black box AP? AP group?
okay.
exactly.
I'm convinced.
I have connections. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I
Let's
can
go.
make it happen.
I'm in.
Let's do
We
it.
could all move to Copenhagen. Just saying.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Copenhagen.
Just
Fuck it, who
saying.
cares? Yeah.
The
Let's do
weather
it.
is more is
Copenhagen.
milder there apparently than Chicago.
I'm down.
Who knew?
You don't have to see
I-
me on it.
Whatever.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Okay.
It is. You
But
know
yeah,
what?
it's-
There is a
yeah,
there,
it's gonna happen.
there was a group, and I haven't checked them out. I don't even know if they're still around. It was started by the fella. He used to work for Critical Role. His name was Zach. is Zach, assuming he's still alive.
Probably still is. Yeah.
Is he still alive?
I hope.
Who knows?
I hope he's still alive.
Jesus.
He broke away. He was like in the production side of Crit Role, like campaign 1, maybe campaign 2, part of it, and then he left. It's called like, gosh, what is this group called? It's like something Rabbit RPG, like Astro Rabbit. Anybody out there know who I'm talking?
Astroglide RPG.
Astroglide RPG.
Now there is the romantasy campaign for it. We're
Hyper RPG. Thank you. Rabbit1.com. Hyper RPG, and they're still around. And they do, although they are in person, they have their own studio. So it is not, it's closer to Dimension 20 or Crit Role. It's not what you're saying, Fitz, of like, okay, here's 4 people in the boxes. What could you do with this video format that you're kind of locked into? If you're all doing this remote, how could you make it different? How can you kind of elevate it as an art form, right? It sounds like kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting in front of a camera.
Right. And to be clear, like, I recognize that there are barriers. We experience all of them. We have
jobs. They're called jobs.
But like, there are certain limitations, and we only have the tool sets that we have, and money. I know that there are a million different things that are locking people into this default setup. We've done it before. All I'm saying is let's not get lazy.
We'll do it again. Yeah.
We've done it before. We'll do it again. But let's as a culture.
Let's go
Yeah, I know.
into.
We need to do our spooky.
Let's go
Sorry, I
into-
know. You guys don't
yeah,
like
man.
spooky, but
Don't get me started on my.
No.
On
I'm
my,
a spoopy girl.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Cryptid hunting meets
Yeah, I'm
Deliverance.
meets actual play meets Deliverance.
I am allowed to bring. I am allowed to bring a bodyguard to that, right?
Sure. I mean,
The
look,
follow-up question: does anybody want to be my
AP in
bodyguard?
Appalachia?
Drew
Yeah.
can attest to the fact that I have done many a 4 a.m. in the middle of Appalachia and survived. So, like, we'll be fine.
What?
4
Why?
a.m. walk.
You have?
As long as someone
Why?
is okay
Because I live there.
finding me in their
But
bed
why?
in the middle of the night, that's my only.
Oh.
I'm gonna need a snuggle buddy. Is all I'm
Fitz-
I
saying.
see. I see.
Fitz isn't afraid because Fitz is the serial killer. That's why you're out there in the 4 a.m.
I am the
burying
cryptid.
people in the woods. Yeah.
That's right.
Jaws style one shot on a boat. See now this an hour in. This is what we're trying to get to.
Well, see, I'm
This is
afraid of
what we're
boats,
doing.
though.
talking about.
I'll do a 4
This is what
a.m.
we're
walk
talking
in the
about.
middle of an Appalachian wood, but I won't get on a boat.
What?
That is so on brand for you. Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
lordy,
very
lordy.
excited to see Tales from Wood Creek. I had to look up the name because I forgot.
okay.
Tales from Wood Creek,
Tell
the
us more.
Dungeon Dudes.
Dungeon dudes. Or not dungeon dudes, dungeon daddies.
Dungeon daddies.
and-
Or
what do you
yes
mean?
and. Are you saying yes and? Because I know Dungeons and Daddies, you and I consume because it's much easier to. They're shorter.
It is
They're a
easier
little
to-
bit more
Shorter and easier.
loosey goosey.
No, I was speaking about this Tales from Wood Creek, which is helmed by
Yes.
my
Deborah Ann
crush.
Wall is
Deborah Ann
the
Wall.
DM.
Boards
Yeah,
and
right?
Curiosities?
Dudes,
Oh,
and
Deborah
it's
Wall.
got Marvel
You have too many
people
crushes.
in it. Yeah, which crush, Matt?
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
But yeah, apparently they're pushing boundaries. So maybe you will get what you want with that. And maybe
That's what I'm
the
hoping
concept.
for.
Push,
Yeah, having
push.
seen the trailer for that, I was like, why didn't we do it first? But, they have the money and whatever. And I'm excited to see what they do. Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
does sort of look like what I'm talking about. It's just different.
Well,
Yeah.
to
I
your
do-
point, Fitz, people were doing this during the pandemic, right? With theater specifically. And theater's this, it's a great analogy because people are broke. They're doing it on a shoestring budget. They have a day job. But they said, how do we make a play and not just have it be a table read
Right.
in front of cameras, but like use the format in a new and creative way? That was happening,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Sure.
Sorry, AK, you were saying something.
Well, I want to highlight, because I we talk a lot about things like accessibility here, and I think this is a well-made point from Jake Hev. I kind of like that there are still more basic low-tech APs out there because they give newbies a more realistic impression of what a home game will be like. And that was kind of the crux of how we started this conversation, which was what you're seeing on screen, what you're paying big bucks to go view in person does not equal what you're going to do at home. And furthermore, like, we have a lot of people asking us, like, why don't we do more APs, or can we do an AP and can they be part of it, and things like that. And I don't think people realize the difference between playing for fun with your buddies versus playing online for people's to consume and enjoy. Consume.
Right.
Very different.
You know,
especially if you don't play. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And so,
Especially if you don't play. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've had to factor that into, like, our planning and who we're playing with and things like that, because being a fun at home gamer does not equal being a compelling on-screen character. I know I'm not fucking Laura Bailey, and I don't, like, I would love to be one day, but I'm not there. So, but I like that like I did start consuming these things. But I would like to be, and I mean,
you wouldn't mind to be.
I wouldn't.
You strive for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
So I think, like, when I first saw like Brennan and Matt as GMs, like, they're amazing and immaculate and wonderful, but I don't think I'm ever going to be at that level. But when I saw Abria, I was like, that's the style of DM I want to be. And so, like, watching Exandria Unlimited was the thing that, again, roped me into all of this, because it was more accessible and because I saw a style emulated that did feel a little bit more home gamey. Because the thing I liked about Abria's style, especially in Exandria, was, I'm going to let you do that. I see what you're trying to do there. I'm gonna let you do that. Rules be damned. Whereas there's a lot of stuff that we watch Brennan and Matt get caught up by the rules of, like, nope, sorry, the text says that you can't do that. To a certain extent. Matt, do you not agree? I saw the glimmer in your eyes. Okay.
No, I'm still trying to get to the bottom of it, because I have agreed with everything here. But that is the interesting thing, is like, there are this is a world that is so large that there are people that go see Critical Role and do not play D&D, as they listen every week. There are people who would never, ever want to be filmed or be on camera or be on stage, and they have a home game that is satisfying and incredible, and they might be better than the cast and crew. We'll never know, because they have zero interest. Because that's not the point. It's like, to be a musician, once you're kind of organized, there is like, I would love to be signed to a record label. Most rock bands want that, right? Like, most actors want to make a living but this is such a different freaking world.
Interesting.
Sports players, they want to make millions of dollars. They want to get signed. But this is different. This is not that at all. There's
interesting.
There's
you don't think that even the smallest, most modest actual play show kind of has Critical Role dreams?
Well, yeah, that. Sure,
but the reality of that happening is
every role player. But I mean,
but I'm saying that's not. Yeah, there's not even that many actual plays. I mean, I know there's too many, but what I'm saying is, like, maybe they do have that dream, but the average person that goes to GaryCon, Gen Con, and that's why I was even more stunned to think, okay, so all of these people that we played with all day at Gen Con, some of them, yes, might have an actual play. We do, right? Like, we have a game that we would play publicly, and we enjoy that. That's part of the fun for us. But maybe 4 of the people at this table will never, ever even
in our own Patreon. I keep trying to put the one-shots into Discord, not even streaming online publicly, but just in a space where, like, if other people were interested in catching the vibe of what our one-shots are like. And I'm not saying everybody, but there have been, and so I asked the question in earnest, are you comfortable with this? And even one no means we don't do it. And there are people who are like, no, I'd rather just keep it with the people playing. I don't need to play for other people. And that's a valid answer that I would never push back on and try and push anyone on. So, I agree. That's a good point, Matt.
I'll speak to the fact that, like, I'm going to, again, I feel like the best comparison we have for this is potentially, like, music, right? That having been someone who made music their job and was really like existing in that space on a day-to-day, and realizing that that actually wasn't what I wanted. Like, I'm still playing music, but I'm not actively seeking out jobs
Gigs.
that I don't want to play. I'm only playing things that interest me with people that interest me, right? And I think that we can equate that there absolutely are going to be people who are playing AP who are putting it out there because that's fun, but they don't have expectations, or they don't want to reach certain people. That's not the goal. That they're just putting it out there to maybe find other people who would enjoy it, but they're not trying to be Critical Role. They're trying to do it casually. I think there are people in that space. And speaking to what you were saying, I'm going to tie it back to what you said, AK, about the different DMs. And I think the heart of my argument that I want more and I want different is that we already have a Matt Mercer. We already have an Abria. We already have a Brennan. Sure, you can look to different DMs, or you can look to the different actual plays like Dimension 20, Worlds Beyond Number, Critical Role, if we're talking to the big players in the space, and say, I want to lean more like Brennan doing Critical Role, or I want to lean more to an Abria doing Critical Role, or I want to lean more to a Matt Mercer doing Dimension 20. Like, you can sort of find what your inspiration is, but what I'm saying is, let's not copy the formats that have been done.
Fair. Yeah.
Let's be inspired by the people who are out there doing AP in different fun and delightful ways, but let's not say, oh, we're going to do the setup. We're going to basically do the store-bought brand Critical Role, or we're going to do the store-bought brand version of Dimension 20. We're going to build our own little fort in our living room and do that. Or Legends of Evantris. Sure. Like, not copy and paste.
Yeah.
Thank you, JR22 Hun. They are an inspiration, not a copy and paste. So let's not look at the formats that they have chosen.
Yeah.
And just copy that.
Yeah.
Like, let's do other stuff. Let's do more.
I do want to correct you on one thing, though, Fitz, and that is, I think the only reason that you got music was that you were playing the long game. That one day you would have a Discord who would try and talk you into playing things like the sound of biting into an apple on your bassoon. And that is why you wanted to become a professional musician. Don't argue with me. You know it's true.
I wanted to be bullied by my own Discord.
On your own Discord.
That's exactly right.
What?
Go into the music notes channel and you will see that there is some spirited discussion of trying to get Fitz to do a recording.
Okay. Oh boy, that sounds triggering.
I'm just gonna say you guys are gonna be disappointed because now that you've triggered my obstinance.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. You know what? Who I wish was part of this conversation is Rowan. I don't really know how to say their last name. Zioli. I'll say Zioli. Yeah, over at Rascal.news.
That's right.
So brother and AK. Definitely. If you don't already subscribe to Rascal, do that. And you like TTRPGs and you want to get the latest, do that. But brother AK, Rowan talks about having ADHD. So I recommend you reaching out to them, getting them on ADHD 20 and discussing some of this, because their focus at Rascal is specifically about AP. Well, not all of their content, but a lot of what they write about is more focused on actual play than some of the other writers there.
Yeah.
And specifically like how it is becoming a legitimate art form in the performance sphere. As you know, it's legitimate as theater and anything else.
Yep.
So I'm sure they have all kinds of spicy opinions. So that's my challenge to you guys. Make that happen.
Well, I have reached out to them, so hopefully, like others, they'll write in the next 2 years. But to that point, our friend Jake. Put on a festival this year where our other friend Tay went to, and trying to push boundaries of this. Again, we're all talking about performative, this is Jake Kevin was like, that's not. You don't want to see my home game. You don't want to see that. And
right.
That to me is baseline D&D.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm missing the. I don't think we're going to have an answer today to any question that we posed because
We didn't think we would.
that is D&D. Dudes sitting around a table looking at their character sheets and mumbling are having as much fun
Yes.
as Critical Role. I am
Yes.
sure of it. I am sure
Oh,
of it.
for
And
sure.
and in this world, I can attest there is absolutely no snobbiness about. There is no one looks down. I do not look down on either. Right, like, oh, Crit Roll, they're playing and they're performing. Oh, Jay here.
Somebody
That's
does.
so boring.
Well,
Of course
so
people
some of the
do.
guys at
I'm saying
Gary Con,
generally.
right? They'd be like,
Yeah.
"You wouldn't
Yeah.
catch me dead watching Critical
Yeah.
Role. That's not
Yeah.
real D&D."
Generally.
Yeah.
There are outliers, of course, but generally, I do not. After all the cons we've been to, I do not get that overarching feeling of that. I do not, and it's rare as hell.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the music festivals, you go to the theater festivals.
Yep.
They're all competing.
That's
You're
true.
still in competition. There is no competition for this.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't need another Matt Mercer. We don't need another Brennan. There will be others, but we don't actually even need them, right? Like, you're right. We don't.
Yeah, get
I'm
out
not
of here. We're done
competing
with you
against
guys.
Matt Mercer.
No.
I can't wait
I'm
for
not
people
going
to
to
want to be
be-
the next Matt Bivens. It's going to be such a
Aw.
great era of TTRPGs.
I mean, that could happen, but that's not going to happen because I'm striving to be Matt Mercer, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
It's just not that kind of industry.
Yeah.
And so that's why I guess for me, the end is it's just so beautiful. And people are like, why are you so into this, Matt? And I'm like, because of all of the nooks and crannies that this industry has, and all the room that it has, and all the different, I mean, all the way from 20,000 seat sales to sitting around a table every Friday night. I mean, it's just like, it's unbelievable to me. Yes. It's so hard.
Yeah,
But it's beautiful,
unbelievable.
A good spirited discussion where we solved nothing but enjoyed
I know.
the ride.
I know.
At the
Which is
end of
all
the
we
day, whatever your home game is your home game, and you can enjoy. Like, we have a home game that we're never going to turn a camera on to because it's just for us. It's just for our enjoyment, and it's not for any sort of performance space, right? But then we also do APs, which we make and create knowing that they're going to be consumed by an audience. So you just approach it differently. And so at the end of the day, your home game is your home game and completely valid unless you guys are toxic and you hate each other, in which case go get a therapist. But other than that, your game is your game and nobody else's.
I don't know.
Or get a different table. But if you're doing AP, like,
both.
I think we need to start, my argument is we need to start looking and treating AP more like an art form. And I think the people who have done that are the ones who have done well.
You and Matt are saying similar things, right? Like,
We're saying very similar.
and it's true in lots of things on the internet. Like, the influencers who make it big are the ones who were there first, and the ones who you can still kind of, it's got maybe like a little bit of an MLM. If you come in next, you can still kind of be big, but the further later you come in, the less of a chance there's going to be that you're going to break big, unless you do something different. Unless
need a
you're
downline.
doing something new.
Yeah, you don't want to
You
be
need a what?
downstream.
I said
Right.
you need a downline.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Here's a question that you guys might know. The history of Critical Role specifically. Who I know that it was Felicia Day and
Geek and Sundry.
Felicia Day
Geek and Sundry.
Empire.
Yeah.
I know that it was Geek and Sundry, but who went to them and said,
Felicia.
"Y'all's home game is fine. Let's just put you in a room and put cameras on you."
It was straight up
did that?
Felicia. She was like, I know you
Okay.
have this game. It's full of voice actors.
Of course,
Okay.
it's going to be fun.
Would you be willing to try
Yeah.
this? And they almost said no. They're like, I don't know.
Okay.
It
We
would
wanna watch that shit.
it might ruin something special that we have.
Yeah.
But then they said, well, okay, we'll try it.
Well,
Why
and
is
I think the
Felicia
fact
not
another
seen as the queen of all.
The queen TTRPG. I mean, I think it even speaks to the fact, though, that even though they were treating it like a home game and turning on the camera, I think they also knew that there is a performative aspect to it, because they switched from Pathfinder to 5e, thinking that it would be a better format, a better game for public consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
even though they were migrating a home game, I think that decision alone also shows that on some level they knew that they were moving to a more performative base of the game.
Even if they assumed that it would never go past 2 episodes, right?
Exactly.
That no one would care at all. And then it's really interesting to watch the early episodes where they would end everyone kind of talking to the critters. And they basically, every time they're like, I can't believe this is real. I can't believe that you guys are into this.
Yeah.
Like they are as dumbfounded as that anyone was interested, let alone that it was blowing up.
And that was 10 years ago. That was
10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. It's going back to something you were saying earlier, Fitz, like I don't even remember how I discovered Critical Role, right? I just stumbled across it somewhere, somehow. I had no idea what I was watching. I was like, what in the hell is this? We had not started playing D&D yet. I don't even know if the pandemic had really set in. It was about to start, but I'd found this weird thing, and it reignited this feeling that I had being a kid sitting around the home game. And I was amazed at myself. I was like, this should be boring. And I tried to explain it to Elise, and she was like, that is boring. And but I was transfixed, but not just by the story, by, of course, as we said, their charisma, but also the fact that like people knew the address of the Geek and Sundry building studio and were sending them pizzas and sending them food.
You could not do that. That is so dangerous.
And they were eating it.
They were eating
it. We ate our Canadian snacks.
Yeah, but we knew that Joel was cool. We wouldn't just give out our addresses to any old random.
Yeah. There was some
vetting involved.
Good snacks.
Those were some good
snacks.
Except for one of them. One of them was weird.
I
forget which one.
Spit out. I can't remember.
But, brother, I will also say that, yes, they're performers. Yes, they're extremely, extremely charming and talented. I'm not in any way knocking that. But I am saying that when they say we are nerdy as voice actors, that's not just a thing.
No.
Matt Mercer is just
Geek nerd.
Awkward and uncomfortable sometimes as anybody that I know and plays this game.
That's their elevator pitch. That's not their tagline. That's their elevator pitch.
But that was the appeal for me in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was not the appeal. It was part of the appeal.
Yeah.
To this day, when they take the stage at these live shows that we pay so much money for, and they take the stage and we're all on our feet screaming our heads off, I feel like that's genuine. Like, that's not them being like, oh, stop. No, don't. They are shook every time at how many people show up and dress like the characters that they've created and, shower them in this affection and praise. And I hope they never lose that. Cause I am the emotional one of us. I get weepy. I was tearing up at the end of the show on Tuesday. I was tearing up being in the crowd for my first show on at Gen Con. When I watch Mighty Nine for the 8 millionth time over and over again, because I can't stop watching it now, and they get to their first live show there, and you're watching them take it all in, I am crying as I am watching it. There's your confession from a drama queen.
Well, so there you go. There you go.
So.
They're hitting this. That is at least one answer for you, is that they're hitting these true emotional beats that human beings want to experience, need to experience. So it's the community that someone said. It's the storytelling, it's the Joseph Campbell. It's the rooting for the underdog. And they would be, I think the minute, everybody's like, they're selling out or here or there. The minute that they sell out, they will sink, because the whole thing, every single thing is about their authenticity. Yeah. Every single thing is that. So Yeah, that would be a career destroy.
I mean, we've
You're
also
rooting for that.
We've talked about the
and you're
sellout
seeing
factor.
these
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That
Which is ridiculous. There's no selling out.
There's no selling out, except I think I'm going to tie I want you to keep on cooking, but I'm going to tie it to what whole RPG said, which is authenticity is key. So I think when you're saying if they sell out, they will tank, it's less of the selling out, because I don't believe in selling out. I think maybe 0.5% of any artist actually sells out. Most 90 bajillion % of what people actually point to and say this person is selling out is just that their artist is making a living doing what they want them to do. Anyways, if they lose their authenticity, that's when they'll tank.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what
Yeah.
I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
100%.
Is if they leave, and if the first time that we could tell that they're all shucks isn't real, like
Yeah, you can tell that.
we're banking everything on our ability to see them, see ourselves in them, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, exactly. So and JR just said it.
Yep.
It's because every character they play is a part of them, and that's a lot of times different from an actor, right? So they're not only saying we're voice actors, so we have this, but we're also saying we're in part leaving some of that at the door, because the real emotional moments are the time where we give ourselves. Yeah. Dang.
It's delicious.
It's amazing. That's amazing.
I mean,
Bless them.
so many people have also mentioned the like therapy of it, and maybe that's where it hits the like emotional parts of it for you, AK, is that and what you were saying, Matt, that because they're making characters that, and most people do this, I can't say with 100% certainty everybody does, but I feel like when you build a character, you're usually building something that is, whether you like it or not, going to have some spark of yourself in there. And maybe their storyline or the things that you're going after are going to be things that you're working through too. So there's a buy in there that, like you said, you don't get if it's just some random actor playing. If it's Chad Michael Murray playing California Jones on Sullivan's Creek, it's not going to be the same.
Why did you just out us?
I'm so sorry. Be different if Chad Michael Murray built his own D&D character and brought it to an actual play.
That's the other thing we spent the weekend doing, was watching Sullivan's Crossing.
Oh, I was going to say.
I have no regrets.
You guys lost me so hard.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
going to go back to my old man
Terrible
room.
show. But we can't.
I'm going to go back to bed. It's bedtime over here for this old guy.
Yeah, but there's Chad Michael Murray and he's shirtless, so
Yeah,
I have no regrets.
He's in my bedroom too.
good. Good for you.
Hey, Chad.
When you're done, come to my place.
Abs don't usually do it for me, but his abs do it for me. I'm just gonna say it out loud.
We all know I'm a bisexual, and he's rocking it. Anyways, I didn't mean to Sullivan's Crossing out us, but here we are.
No,
Cool show.
Cool show, bro. We're gonna do, and this is how I announce our next actual play, folks. Coming down the pipeline, we're gonna be playing Sullivan's Crossing, the actual play.
Is that like Sullivan's Crossing times Animal Crossing?
That's right, and it's gonna be called Just Bone already.
It's gonna be called Just Bone already, and its side quest will be called Everybody's Dead. We can't wait to show it to you.
Can't wait to bring it to you. Coming 2026. To a
But in all
YouTube
serious-
review.
If you're watching this, we've seen some new names in the live chat today, and I've loved every second of that. Please hit subscribe on this channel. Please, we would love that. Once you press that subscribe button, if you have a little bit of energy left in your little pointer finger, maybe you could, I don't know, click the like button. If you still have more beyond that, I don't know, there's a share button. You could send us to one of your buddies, pull them into our community. You'll find our beautiful Discord in the notes. You could come chat more with us. We're very feral and chaotic there, and if that sounds like fun for you, you probably belong there with us.
Get rabies. Get in here.
Rabies.
Yeah.
Look, we have more than just talking to each other. Like, we are here talking to each other every Friday at 12:30.
That's right.
Eastern, if you just like a good old chit chat.
Right.
But we also, not to toot our own horns, but we have a number of podcasts and actual plays in which you can catch us and our friends in. These two up top have ADHD 20, which if you are neurospicy and like the Dungeons and Dragons, which I feel like that Venn diagram is a circle, you'll enjoy that show.
TTRPGs in general, not just Dungeons and Dragons.
You're right. Sorry. I'm the original tagline is just so deep seated in my brain.
Yep.
And then if you like AP and maybe a Worlds Beyond Number, sound design, edited kind of thing,
You do.
And
Evan
cryptids.
Evan and I have the Adventures of Bud and Herb, so you could do that. We also have some AP on this here channel.
What?
So
It is boxes, but
It is
we
boxes.
think it's pretty good
Boxes, we're sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, we haven't put our money where my mouth is yet.
Yeah, brother, I know you feel like maybe attacked.
I don't.
Okay, because you shouldn't.
No.
We are all doing the best we can with
We are.
the resources that
We're
we
doing the best we
have.
We are, and
We're
to
still
be
telling the
fair,
story. Yeah.
that is the art that I brought all this up because I had a lovely conversation with Kivia from Pixel Table, which for those of you guys who use the Daggerheart card creator, right? That was them, so show them some
Yeah.
love. But the whole thing I was talking to him about is that we are limited. Like in some ways, as much as our heart desires to do these other things, the tools that are at our fingertips are somewhat limiting to being boxes on a screen.
If any of
So-
you guys have like rich, crabby uncles that you feel
Yeah.
like stealing from and giving that money, we will create better looking
Yeah.
art because we will
my
have more
gosh.
resources.
That's right.
That's
If
right.
you
We're not
You'll
trying to
be
plunder
so-
your resources, just your crabby, worthless
A
rich
winning
uncles.
lottery
Share it with
ticket that you just don't need. You know, you've already
exactly
won the
right.
lottery. It's
That's
like,
right.
fuck it. Here, you guys have
If
this.
you just like need
We'll
to
take
get, if you have wheelbarrows of dollars that you just don't need,
Know what to do with?
yeah,
We
I'll
will
give
put
you
it
my
to such good
address.
use.
Yeah.
We promise.
We'll be the beneficiaries. We don't mind.
Yeah, I'll dox myself for money.
Or Canadian stacks. Either
Wait,
or.
what? You'll dox yourself for money? I pay for that. I pay for that.
If you have
This is-
wheelbarrows of cash, I will.
But
give
seriously,
you-
has
I
everybody
will give you
subscribed to
my
the channel
numbers.
yet? This has been my favorite PSA we've ever done.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not always this feral, but this is
That's
great.
right.
It's not.
We
Drew,
won't dox you.
Drew is correct. If someone gives us $1 million, I will take you to Six Flags for the day.
Personally.
Personally.
I'll take you to Disney World.
I will dress up as Mr. Six and take you to Six
Do it.
Flags.
Mr.
And
Sex?
Dance around.
Yes, Mr. Sex.
Who's that?
The off-brand
more of a
Mr. Six.
Midwestern thing, but it's pretty scary.
I don't know who
We
Mr.
were on-
Six
we were on
is.
the road, Biv. It's terrifying. Yeah.
Okay.
I know there
well,
was a Mr. Six.
Oh yes. Lindsay showed me
That was
this
not part
morning.
of my
I was-
Six Flags Over Georgia experience as a
Oh,
wee one.
there's a Six Flags character whose name is Mr. Six.
I've never. This is brand new
terrifying old
information.
man
It's like the bald
with,
guy,
like,
right?
Big, chunky. What?
It's like the bald guy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bald.
are you
with-
talking
in, like,
about?
a bow tie, and
Yes.
he's dancing.
And he dances.
Mr. 666? That's what it
Mr.
sounds like.
I didn't know about it either, but I will dress
Oh.
up with that.
He
No.
also did it for Carowinds, though.
Oh, Jesus.
And I didn't know his name was Mr. Six.
Mr.
He was just a weird.
Anyways,
Anywhoozles, we'll see y'all next week for
Yeah.
more ferality and chaos.
Or if we
hope.
scared you away,
Or if we
won't.
scared you away.
if we scared you away, then we'll see you never.
Send us your enemies. Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, if you like this,
we-
tell your friends. If you didn't, tell your enemies.
That's right.
The end.
Yes. Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everybody. Love ya.